Good morning, guys. Today I want to show you how our software works completely. So basically, we'll do a demonstration of how the software works, what products are being offered within the software, and what are the other services that Taxprolink can help you grow your practice. So again, we have 24/7 tech support. If you have any questions, if you're stuck with something, you can simply call us. If you want to text us, we actually can reply via text on that 800-746-8901 number, and one of the tech guys will respond to you and try to resolve your problem immediately. We offer bank products, so we deal with all the major banks, and any bank that you're working with currently, we will and you would like to continue working with them, we will keep you working with that bank. So we deal with Santa Barbara TPG, Refund Advantage, River City Bank, EPS, Republic, and Refundo. And basically, all we will do is collect your information, get you approved through the bank. The bank enrollments will be starting first week of October, and as soon as that will come live with the banking partners, we will be able to get you processed and get you approved immediately. We have really good contacts higher up in each bank, so that way we can get, if your application sees a roadblock or something, we can get that resolved pretty quickly. We also are offering Protection Plus product. So if that is something you want to offer to your clients, we will be able to get Protection Plus onto your account, and you'll simply sign an agreement with Protection Plus, and we will be able to get you Protection Plus. This is a good product. It also will help you increase your revenue stream. So I would recommend choosing the Protection product here. Again, let's get into the software itself, and let's show you what Taxprolink will do for you. Again, this will be a very condensed version, but it will give you a good overview of what the software does. Again, this is how you'll be logging in to the software. So you can see, again, this is in a website. You can do this on your computer, on your iPad, on your laptop, on your cell phone, iPhone, any device that you have internet on, you're able to do a tax return. So let's say you're standing at the grocery store and you are talking to somebody and they want to get their tax return done right now. So you can walk across to a coffee shop and gather their W-2, pull their information, and get their return completed, do the bank product, and go from there. Now, again, a lot of people have this concern about security. So what we are the leading software in making sure that the web-based software is secure. Nobody's able to get in. So what this does is, if it enhances this authentication process. So what will happen is when you're logging in into the software, it will let you, what it will do is it'll send you a code on your cell phone, just like the bigger companies have those small devices that generates a code every time you need to log in. Again, this is a very economical way of doing the same thing. So it'll generate a code. You'll have to put that in to make sure nobody else is logging in. So if somebody else tries to log in, they will need a code to get into your office. So you will know at all times if somebody else is trying to do that. All right. So if you get a code and you're not logging in, you know there's something wrong. So you'll be able to. At this time, I don't have it open, but for all your accounts will already have this feature live now, and it's in works. So this is actually a requirement from the IRS for next year, but we have already implemented it this year. All right, so this is your dashboard right here, and the way the dashboard is gonna work for you is that it's going to show you exactly what you have going on in your practice. So basically a bird's eye view of your practice. So how many tax returns are queued in the federal side? how many are accepted, how many are actually transmitted, how many are rejected. So you simply go to the rejected list, it'll pull up that list, and you'll be able to solve those issues right from there. Again, from the state side, it's the same issue. And on the bank, so if you sent a product into the bank, and again, all the banks that we talked about, Refund Advantage, TPG, all the 6 banks that are there, they're integrated into the software. So you're not going out to do, fill out an application for the product. So it's all integrated within the software. So that's your dashboard. Now, you can see right here, you have the individual module. So individual has your 1040s, A, Easy, 1040 NR, and your amended return. Again, the business module has your 1120s, S's, 1120s, 1065, 1041, 990, 720, 2290, 8849, and then if you need forms and instructions, we have a tab for that. So you'll be able to create that in one spot. And I think that's amazing. You have both of the modules in the same spot. And again, the setup module, because I'm logged in as the administrator for this account. So you have this setup module, right? Setup. So this is where you would actually set up your prepare info. You'll be able to have login security setup for your prepares. So let's take a look at that really quick. And so again, it'll ask them the login security questions. You can add additional questions. We're not going to add that right now, but what I want to show you here is you can give them, you'll put all their information in, their user ID, password. You can change that, and you change upon the next login. So when you create a login, you probably put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then click that, and the next time this person is logging in, it will ask him to change the password. Again, let's say you got rid of a prepare. You completed disabled account and done. They won't have access to your account anymore. Now, prepare information. This is one of the things, user options. Delete client records. You wouldn't want to check that. Delete firm records. You wouldn't want that. Modify invoicing and pricing. I wouldn't recommend you having your preparers have this option. They can file amended returns. They can print tax form. If you want, if you uncheck it, then they can't even print that. Disable view print config. So you can uncheck that. Email a tax return. Do you want your tax preparers emailing tax returns? If you don't want that, again, you wouldn't. Again, your privileges. Can they have access to the client? Yes. Can they e-file? Can they have access to the scheduler? Can they send out letters? Bank information, reports. That's something I always uncheck just to make sure nobody's able to get the client list or pull, they will be able to get in and look up reports. Can they print forms? So you can uncheck it if you don't want people printing blank forms. Setup. So you want to uncheck that because you want to be the only person in the office that it has the capability of having that setup tab. So for your other users, they won't even have the setup tab. Tools. You're able to go into tools, and again, you wouldn't want your preparers to have the tool option. That is something for the prepare, for the owner only, I would say. Again, you would put in the PTIN number for that client, for that prepare. You wouldn't want to put the social security number in once you have the PTIN, phone number, and then their email address. Again, based on what roles you're assigning them, you have the option of their remote location only, data entry only, and if you're a CPA, enrolled retirement plan agent, enrolled agent, registered tax preparer. So most of your preparers will have this option. If you're a CPA, you would be using this option. Enrolled agents would use this option right here. And that's your prepare setup. And now we will get back to the firm. So for the firm, you'll put your name, your EIN number. If you have any state ID number, you would put that in. EFIN, whatever your EFIN number is, DCN number, and you can. I usually recommend again you choose not to do this. It'll start off with one, but you can set a series of 10,000 or 1,000. It's your choice, whatever you would like here. This is the information that it's going to pull on the tax return, so you want to make sure you under the firm information you want to have this correct. Pricing. So you have pricing for individual, business. So you want to go into pricing and set up your pricing. So we have multiple ways of doing to figuring out the price at the end of the tax return. So you can have a fixed rate. You charge $200 for all the returns. You can just have a fixed rate and you're good to go. Set prices per form. This is usually the industry standard. So you would go set prices per form. Main forms, schedules, others, and again, this is right here, we got main forms clicked. So let's say you put in $100 for your 1040, and you would put 85 bucks for your 1040 easy, and come down here. I would save the federal pricing. Now go to your schedule. So in here, if you're filling out Schedule A, it will add another $25. If you're filling out a Schedule B for them, it will be an additional $10. For Schedule C, it will be an additional $70 on top, and so on and so forth. Other options that you have to add, if they have multiple W-2s and you want to charge for each W-2, yeah, $10 a W-2 right there. If they have 1099-Rs, you can put a price in for each 1099-R that you're filling for them, and so on and so forth. So worksheets and show all. So you could show all and then just run them down. It's easier to do it this way. Go to main form, schedules, and others. So that way you're not missing. But you can go to show all at the end and see if you're missing anything. If you want to set up the price manually after each return, and you have that option. So click that. All that goes away. At the end of each return, it's going to ask you to put in a price. Now, when you do fixed rate or you set a price, the thing about that is that you can assign or you can take away the right from your preparers to change that pricing. So they cannot, without your knowledge, they won't be able to give somebody a huge discount or do a return for free. So I would recommend you do this. But if you're the only preparer in the office, this works. This would work perfectly. You can negotiate a price and just put that in. But you can always do a discount too. I would do a per form. That way, it shows the client, what you did, how and why they're being charged for each form and things like that. So it knows, okay, for W-2 I was charged for this. So you want to make sure you do set price for a form, and then if you need to give a discount, you can always give them a discount. On the state returns, you want to do the same thing. You wanna maybe there you want to set price for each state, or just have a fixed price for. So if you click this, now you can set a price for each state here. So that way, whenever if you're doing an Alabama and an Arizona return, they'll charge them $50 each return or whatever your price is for that. So save, and then we can go to discounts, and then you can create discounts for state and federal, and any additional charges that you might want to have, you would put them here. If we go to our so here is a prior year site. So again, you can do prior year returns, and you can go back all the way to 2010 with our software to do a prior year return. So you would be able to do 2010, 11, all the way to 2016. And let's go back to, again, that's the setup. To create a return, you would actually go here and file a prior year return. And so you can see right now, it goes all the way back to 2010. And the good thing about the prior year, it's all in one spot. If you have another desktop software, you'll have multiple icons, and it's not talking to the next year software or the previous year software. So if the good thing about Taxprolink is that if you have a 2015 tax return done, You can do a 2010 based on the 2015 information. So you already have that information in there, and you would be able to do a tax return pretty quickly. So going backwards, you're taking the information from the 2015, and that's an awesome feature, because I know no other software offers that, where usually you have to create some sort of a link, and you have to go in and create a routing from the old software, so it's talking to the new software, and that's time consuming, especially if you have multiple offices and you got multiple desktop units, where here you're only setting it up one place, and now you are setting up your whole office from anywhere. You could be at Starbucks and doing this. Not, you don't have to be sitting in a cooped up office where it might be winter and you are just getting your electricity and gas turned on, and maybe they're not there and internet's not there. So you're able to do this from anywhere, and then January 1st you'll have all that information ready to go, and your office is up and running. And again, from each year moving on forward, you're not setting up again. All this information from this year, any of the setup information will just pull forward. And if you just want to make any changes, it's done. It's already there for you. You don't have to worry about it. Client information will pull forward automatically because it's already done in a previous return or previous year. So you would be good to go there. So let's go and let's just rather than creating a new return, I'm just going to go into a return that's already created. It'll be a lot faster. So let's go. I'm just going to, these are returns that are demo returns again. So let's hit manage. And it's going to bring you to this manage portal. And the manage will, it's going to show you what's happening with this client. So their personal details, their address, their income summary right here. If the return is marked for electronic file, paper file, and if you need to file a prior year, you just click here and you're done. You need to change a prepare. That's right here. Mark return reviewed. And then it's going to give you information, is this return accepted? Is this return rejected? It's going to give you that information right here. Payment details. So right here, the good thing about our software is that it will not let you transmit a return if the return is not paid for. So if it's a bank product, it's going to transmit it as long as the bank product's on there automatically. If it's a cash return and your preparer doesn't put in there that they've collected the cash, then it's not going to let them e-file. And I love that, because that way this person, whoever the user is, saying, I collected this payment. So you can simply ask them in the morning that, hey, where's my $200 or whatever they charge for that return. So you're not going to lose any cash over this. Again, right now this is a demo product right here. So, but your bank product would be right here. You would go and put this. You can put the bank product on the state and the federal side, and you'd be able to transmit that. Return history. What's been happening in this tax return and who's been doing it? So you can see somebody went into our document manager and uploaded a W-2, and what date it was done. Same thing. Forms were generated on 8/23. So you can see what's been actually going on in this return. You have a work log. And then you can also see how much time was spent on this tax return. So 5 minutes and 56 seconds, which is pretty quick, but you can figure out if your tax preparers are spending way too much time on a tax return. If they're spending an hour and a half on a simple tax return, we have a problem. So we need to fix that. We need to figure out why this tax preparer is spending that much time. Are they just slow? Are they doing a good job and spending a lot of time figuring out all the details, or they just don't understand something in the software and we need to do some more education? So that would be that. Again, this is pretty much the dashboard for the whole tax return. Now, signatures. Let's go to the signature pad. The signature pad is built into the software, so you don't have to buy an additional signature pad for a couple $100 for each preparer. So let's say you have 6 preparers. That's $1,200 right there just on a signature pad. And if it breaks or if somebody steals the computer, they're going to take the signature pad, because probably the signature pad's worth more than the computer itself. And you can check all. And let's just modify this. I'm just using my mouse pad, and I'm signing the tax return. Done. If it's a joint return, they'll give you an option to do a spouse return. And your signatures for your preparers and for the ERO, it's the same thing. You'll be able to sign the tax return, and it's done. You don't have to worry about it. Now it's going to put the signatures on the bank products, on the EIC worksheets, and you don't have to worry about. And I like to do not print the taxpayer name under the signature. It doesn't matter. You can click that option. It's again preference on the client, whatever they want. And you save the signature. Now that signature is going to get applied to the whole tax return, and you're done. You don't have to. You actually don't have to print this return because the return is going to sit here, and it's already signed. So whenever you need a copy of it, you just simply print it, and you're good to go. Let's talk about our file cabinet. So electronic file cabinet. You want to have, again, this is just something that we uploaded, but let's say, W-2 from McDonald's. So you click on whatever you want to upload. You can scan it. You can take a picture from your camera and just simply upload it from there. Or you can have it on your desktop, or there is a scanner that we work with that you can purchase, and it will, but any scanner will work as long as it's a PDF file or a JPEG file. You'll be able to bring this up here, and you'll be able to give them a note underneath what it is. Is it an ID? Is it a form? So that way, all the documents in that return are in here. So if a client calls, they need a copy of their W-2, you can simply go here and print it out, or you can save it and send it to the client, and you're totally, that way after the tax season, you're not spending tons of money on payroll to have somebody in the office. You can have all the phones forwarded to your cell phone and reply to your client's requests sitting in Bahamas when you're on vacation after the tax season. You can password protect the return, of course. So that way, let's say your return is in the system, you can put a password on it so nobody can actually go into your return and look up that information. That's amazing. That I haven't seen that in any other software, because you want to make sure that, as an owner, you're going to use the software to do your own tax return. You don't want people to find out how much money you're making. So that's an awesome feature right there. All right, and now if we want to make some changes, I'll just show you how the software actually works. Now it's going to ask you if you want to do direct or interview mode. I have for most of my preparers, I like to actually put them in interview mode. Interview mode makes sure that you're not missing anything. But if you are the direct input, you can actually go under user settings, and you can actually check that you always want your returns to be under direct, or you always want this preparer's tax return under interview mode. So that way it's going to pop up every time, and it's not going to show you this message. But I like that option. Let's do interview mode on this one, and you'll come in here. This is client's basic information, their address, any other information that might be pertinent to this return. Are they deceased, disabled? If this return is self-prepared, and save and continue. And now we're actually into the tax return. So it's asking you what the filing status is, and it's going to go down this list. So this is how the interview will work. Now, it's not going to let you move when you first enter in this return until you don't finish the primary information section. It's not going to let you move to the income section or the adjustment or the deductions. So all these will be grayed out, and your preparers will have to move in a systematic manner. Once you have completed the primary information and you have done 25 or 30 tax returns, you will see that, once the primary information is done, then you're able to move freely through the return and complete the tax return. And the software is verifying their information right away. So if you look at it, let's go to income. Income is going to be, let's say it's your W-2. And if you go in, you start a W-2 and you have missing information, it's not going to let you complete that W-2 or it's not going to let you e-file it. It's going to, or let you even finish that form until you've completed that information. And the return is verified and validated right on the spot. So as you can see, this is the whole income section. So from your line 7 through 21 on your 1040, your W-2s are right there. Interest income is right there. Dividends, your schedules, Schedule D, your self-employment income, miscellaneous forms, 1099 miscellaneous 2, and then Schedule C is right there. Once you're done with the income section, it'll move on again to the next section. Again, everybody knows how to do a tax return, so I'm not going to sit here trying to show everybody how to do a tax return. But once you get to tax summary, you will simply say that you have verified the return, go to the state, and the beauty of being web-based is you have all the states available to you. You don't have to, let's say you had a client that just walked in and needs to do a New York return. You can simply just pick the state that you need to do and don't have to worry about downloading and updating and all that time-consuming stuff that we do in the office. All right, again, it's showing you what the refund is. At this point, again, we don't have much information in this tax return, but you can see right here the question that it's asking you to complete this tax return. So you would move on to the state return. Once you complete that, you can simply, you can go back to the Taxprolink and that'll take you to your manage return page. And here you will get the signature. You can make notes into it. You want to send a letter. You can password protect it. Once the return is e-filed and accepted by the IRS, this edit option will be grayed out. No, your preparer cannot go back in and edit this return anymore. The only thing you can do is amend the return. So that way you know nobody's tampered with the return. The integrity of the return is complete and nobody's added or deleted the forms. So that's a great feature right there. Again, if you have any questions that we did not answer in this demo, please give us a call at 800-746-8901. Our website is www.taxprolink.com. And hopefully this video helps. Try to answer as many questions as possible that we usually get from clients when we're doing a webinar. But if you have any further questions, we would love to set up a one-on-one webinar where you can ask all the questions. We can make a list and do a follow-up and make sure that everything that you want is in the software. Again, if you have new preparers or a new partner coming on board, you want us to train them, we would be more than happy to do a webinar with them. We could set up a webinar if you have more than 5 preparers. We will set up a webinar for your preparers to show them the webinar, show them the software and how the software works. And then we can discuss the details, how deep you want us to go into the software. Some owners don't like them to know everything in the software, especially the reports and those things. But how to print, how to do the how to e-file a return, and you'll in other videos we have those topics covered. So if one of the preparers is looking, they need to print a check, we'll have a video for you, so that way you know how to print the check. All right, guys, have a good one, and let's knock out the competition with Taxprolink.